Of all the residents of Greenwich, perhaps the most famous is King Henry VIII, whose palace sat behind me. Many happy days were spent in these areas with his court and whichever wife he had on his arm at the time. And of all the fine days, what better one than May Day? To go a-maying was a great event, heading off to Shooter's Hill, collecting flowers on the way and squeezing in a spot of jousting. Such a pleasant day, in fact, that it can only just be put in the shade by the death of his first wife, Catherine, which was claimed by him and wife-to-be, Anne Boleyn, to be a joyful occasion, until she miscarried on the day of the funeral. 3 years later, and Anne Boleyn is hanging on by her fingernails. Henry's got his eye on another bit of fluff, Jane Seymour, and is itching for a way out. But it's May Day 1536, and surely these things can wait. Whilst out in the sunshine enjoying the day, Anne drops a handkerchief in front of Sir Henry Norris, and there it was, proof. She was obviously having an affair, and so while Henry rode off in a mood, she was dragged to the Tower and accused of adultery. Just to prove the King's theory is correct, another 5 poor souls were dragged out of nowhere and accused of improper relations with the Queen. 19 days later, Anne Boleyn was beheaded, and Henry tactfully married Jane Seymour the next day. So who were these sorry cretins, deemed so expendable, so worthless, that the King had no hesitation in executing them? Just a couple of court hangers-on, a toilet cleaner, the Queen's own brother, and the lowest of the low, Mark Smeaton, court instrumentalist. So you tell me, where's the Musicians' Union when you really need them? Some tell tales, others rhyme, but I sing songs from the howling sea.
There's a flower that waves through the cold rain, the springtime breeze, though it feels the bite of storms of hate, it bears the pain. Does my fragrance live till my colours fade? Found that flower of a calm at last, laid wait